Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, Darth Devious, bringing you another video review. This time, something that I had been looking forward to for the better part of a year. Transbots Master X Series MX-1 leader Apollyon, their version of Masterpiece Megatron. And I'm just let you guys know, he did not disappoint me. I know some people, unfortunately, had some QC issues and had some parts break. I know Transbots has been addressing them as they come up, giving people either replacement parts or replacement figures. So they're really standing behind this one. Yeah. One thing, when I got mine, and I think this is more TF Source's fault than Transbots, they really dinged up my box. Luckily, the figure inside was fine, but that was a little upsetting because this is a nice box. I mean, look at the back here. It's like a G1 box, and it's even got tech specs. And if you want to read that, go ahead. You can pause it and read it. It's really cool. You see some of their upcoming figures, their version of Beachcomber, Windcharger, their version of Scourge, Cyclonus is back there. Now, the test shots of these look really good, and they're in scale with him, so I may not get them. I don't know. We'll see. If they continue their trend of improving quality, maybe. Because I know Transbots in the past has had iffy quality. The only other real figures I have by them are Bad Bat and Black Bat, which I never did a review of because there's really no point. It was just to fill in the gap missing on my Masterpiece Soundwave with a Rat Bat figure. And I have, which I recently did a review of, the Axis figure. They're the black version of their stacks or pipes. And yeah, it was the same figure that Optobotomist reviewed, and it had the same. Him and I both tried to fix the hips on that poor figure, and it just didn't work. Anyway, let's get this out of here. This is a really nice packaging. It does open up. I took the stuff out for right now, but you know, he's in this side. His accessories are on this side. Yeah. Moving on, because this guy's gun mode is something to behold. It is very large. As you see, I have all the extra bits on it. It's not perfect. Everything, there's a few minor gaps over here. It may be just the way I transformed it. But for the most part, it holds together fairly nice. This doesn't, but that's just part of the design. Just it'll hold for a split second and then pop up. Trigger does work, which is cool. Put a Decepticon symbol on there. I know it's a little bit large. It should have been just a fraction smaller, but it's what I had. It's what I had. I did not put batteries in this yet. The scope. It does come apart, and you can put 3 batteries in it, and it will light up. I just don't see the need to do that right now. As you can see, I did get the orange tip out of there, and the same thing with the other gun barrel. I mean, we could take this off. And you can see I got the orange out of that one too. And with all the stock off of him and the silencer, you can see he is still a rather large gun. In fact, he's oversized. It's just, I can't get my hand around him. Pew, pew, pew. Safety does work. This doesn't, but you know, the way it transforms, I could see that. So, Apollyon, scratch-free film. This you might want to leave that there. You can take it off if you want, to your preference. I'm leaving it there because this barrel is die cast, and it rests against this part of his back, and it could scratch the paint. So, he does have quite a bit of die cast parts in him. A lot of his spine is die cast. The parts that swing his arms back forward are die cast. Pieces in his legs, pieces in his feet are die cast. Like these pieces down here, these are die cast. The fronts of his feet are die cast, his toes and stuff like that. He's got some heft to him. It's He's just a slight bit heavier than MP10. Slightly. And that's mainly due to, you know, they had to use some more robust pieces just to keep him from being flimsy. I mean, I never had the Masterpiece Megatron that Takara put out. I've seen it. It's just, it never impressed me. It looked too gangly, it just looked off. And everybody's had problems with it. It was fragile. It broke easy. I know people are complaining about this, but nothing on this to me seems fragile. Doesn't mean that it's not. It just, to me, it doesn't seem fragile. There are a few tiny bits here and there that, you know, could be considered that, but for the most part, he's a very well done figure. Transformation, I'm not going to show you guys. There's just no way. It is complex. It is fiddly. That is because you are taking basically a gun like this and turning it into a bipedal robot that looks almost perfectly cartoon accurate. Even Takara couldn't get that one right. So, there you go. Is he worth, the big question is everybody's going to ask, is he worth the $150? Yes. Because he's on par with, to me at least, with other Masterpiece figures. Of the new size class and aesthetic and stuff like that. And, you know, you look at Takara's Masterpiece Soundwave, he was close to $200. Their version of MP10, he was close to $200. This is $150, and he's up there. And he has a ton of accessories that we're going to go over. You can put all these things together. I'm not going to show up. You can put these together like in G1, how he had a gun mode. You know, there's handles for him in this. This comes down. You can just put all this together and make that, you know, big gun stand that he had. I never cared for it on the G1 toy. I never cared for it. This stuff to me is just his silencer and stock, and that's how I like to have it. But, you know, you can, you know, these are split apart, things like that for that mode. I mean, it's pretty much, if you have the G1 Megatron, it almost pegs together exactly the same way. It's just an oversized version. So I'm going to move these out of the way now. We don't need them. Yeah. I'd show them off with some other Megatron figures, but really, I'll do that in robot mode. Gun mode, there's just nothing to compare to him. The G1 doesn't compare to him. The leader class that just came out from Hasbro is a tank, so that doesn't really compare to him. I do have Hegemon. I'll show off Hegemon with him in robot mode. Yeah, I know I haven't reviewed Hegemon. I just got him a couple weeks ago. There's almost no point once I got this to review Hegemon. So, unless you guys want it. Anyway, let me go. I'm going to spend the next hour to 45 minutes transforming him back into robot mode. For you, it'll be instant. Alrighty, I finally have this big, beautiful version of Megatron in robot mode. It's been a little while. I also wanted to tweak a couple things on him before reviewing him. Oh yeah, to tweak something on a $150 figure. Yes, I did. I had to do it. Had to do it, but that's because I'm not quite ready to use these. Now these are the extra shoulder bits that come for him. These are a lot tighter. In fact, some people say they're so tight that it pops off where it hooks up to the shoulder up there. So I'm kind of reluctant to use it, but I might put it on the gun arm. I've been slowly building up clear nail polish in there, and that seems to be working and helping. As you see here, he's holding up not only his arm cannon and his arm, but also the mace, which this is one of the accessories he comes with. It seems every Megatron figure comes with a mace nowadays, except for the leader one from Hasbro. Yeah, but that just slides on, and he's got a nice metal chain Really nice, really nice. And his robot mode is where he shines. I mean, he really does. A lot of things pegged together very nicely, very tightly. They did address a few issues. I know on the test shots, these parts would pop apart easily. Mine really don't do that. They hold fairly well. All his joints, with the exception of that one shoulder, but it's not tight, but it's really not tight because the added weight of the arm cannon. That is what kind of dictates its looseness, which is why they gave us these. So if you want to change it out, you can. They addressed it, they gave us the parts we needed, and it can move on. This arm I really haven't had any problem with because it doesn't have the extra weight on it. It seems to hold itself just fine. Let me give you a quick 360 of this guy. You see they did a nice paint job on him. As you see. He's just a really, really great figure. I mean, just... he was everything I wanted him to be. And that's what was important to me. It's just, you know, he's going to look good leading my Masterpiece Decepticons. Come up here, we'll take a look at his face. If I can get this tripod to cooperate. That is a nice Megatron head sculpt. I mean, look at that. Some say that the eyes are a little too small. I think it just makes him look angry. There is nice red in his eyes, you see there, and he's got his eyebrows. He's got the black around his eyes, which is cartoon accurate. So, you know, I like that. I like his face sculpt. I wish they would have included a few extra heads with some expressions, because there are some expressions this guy could make that would be iconic. And I think that would just be wonderful, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. They gave us quite a bit with it. I mean, like, look like this. They call this the Pistol of Betrayal. And basically what this is the gun that he killed Optimus Prime with in Transformers the movie. It comes with this nice laser sword, which he used to wound Optimus Prime in Transformers the movie, so that he could use the gun to kill Optimus Prime. You see where we're going with this. Some of the accessories they give are very episode and, you know, movie specific. Like the mace is from the original pilot More Than Meets the Eye, but, you know, that's given. A lot of Megatrons have come with this mace setup, you know, just how it is. He comes with the key to Vector Sigma. Now this is actually a cool little accessory. I actually like this. Very nicely detailed. And if I had the Combiner War Stunticons, I'd probably do a little skit with him using this to create them or turn something metal or whatever he did in the episode. I don't remember. I don't actually have a Vector Sigma, but, you know, we can pretend. He also comes with this. In one episode of G1, he made a clone of Optimus Prime, and this is the actual helmet he used to remote control the clone, and it just slides easily over his head. And there you go, clone control Megatron. A lot of these things I'm not going to display him with. I mean, you know, he's Megatron. He's got an arm cannon. What more does he need? One last thing he really comes with. This is an extra chest panel. Let's get this off of his hand here, and we'll move his arm out of the way here. Alright. It goes here. It goes over. That one comes off. This one goes on. This is supposed to be the little chunk of meteorite that hits him and gives him the cosmic rust in the episode with the cosmic rust. So, you know, there's that. And yeah, this arm droops. You can see how it slowly droops. It is what it is. He holds it this way. That's what's important to me. I mean, look at that. He holds that fine. It's the cup on here is a little small for holding outwards. So, but still. I've got, you know, Takara Masterpiece figures I had to fix stuff like that on. So I'm not going to complain about something minor like that. The only other minor thing I had with him is this thumb here, this little tiny joint there. It has a tiny flaw, nothing major, it still works, but it does make it prone to falling off. But then again, on Masterpiece Soundwave's old hands, because yes, I did just get KFC's transistor, so I got the hands with it for Soundwave, and I put them on them. You'll see that in a few minutes. And Transistor's review will be upcoming sometime soon too. But his old hands, the thumb on, or the forefinger on his left hand, the one that's made to hit his trigger or his eject button, that always popped off on my Masterpiece. It was very flawed. So yeah. Yep. This slides off. I mean, it's very tight, so you gotta be careful. As I try. There we go. That comes off. And then you gotta undo a lot of stuff on his hand, his arm here. You gotta flip this panel up. Come on. He does not want to cooperate. Come on now, Megatron, you're drunk. This pops up. This comes down, and you can flip out his other hand. And put these back where they were. Plug in, come on. It's on a little bit of a, there we go, bit of a double joint. And see, that fills in the gap nicely on his arm. I like that. That's, you know, even some Masterpiece figures don't fill in the gaps as well. Yeah. These bits here make me nervous because they're very thin plastic. They don't feel like they're going to break off, but, you know, they just kind of hang there, so do be careful when you're messing with his legs. Yeah. I mean, everything, he's got the standard, you know, Masterpiece pegs in his hands if you want to hold stuff. Just, you know, put the pistol in. Come on. There we go. Fall! Fall! That comes out. You can put this in there. He's ready to fight Darth Vader. This wrist is a little loose, but that's fine. I'll probably just tighten that up a little bit. Alright. And it wasn't that loose all week. I've had him here for most of the week. Transform him once, it got loose. Alright. There we go. That's better. Now, for his articulation, his head can look up, can look down, left, right. There's no ball joint. It's more a bunch of different swivels. But, you know, you can get, you know, if you had Ironhide down there, such heroic nonsense, which I've already taken pictures of. Both his shoulders are ball jointed. So you get, if you leave these on there, you'd get a nice swing out like this. If you put the new ones on, you don't get as much swing out, but they are tighter, so you get a better joint. Has a swivel, which they did address the issue. There was an issue where this wouldn't work so well. They have fixed that on the production run. His fingers are all articulated. I mean, he's got the same joints you've got in your hand, for the most part. So yeah, he can be rude too, if he wanted to. I'm not going to do it. You know I'm not going to do it. He can give the Vulcan salute, though. Live long and prosper, fleshlings. Or die. Yeah. He has a nice waist. Really nice waist joint. Thighs move forward, they move back. They do have skirts to get out of the way so you can get full kicking. As you hear, nice ratchets. Nice rotation. Actually better than Masterpiece Optimus Prime's articulation in his thighs there. Because MP10 cannot. He doesn't have a real swivel. It's very limited. His knee is decent enough. And as you hear, it's got a nice ratchet in it too. His feet, forward and back, they pivot. It's really tight, but they do pivot. So he's got that. He's got his ankle tilts going on. Forward, back, all that. So you can get some really nice Megatron-y poses out of him. Just look at that. I mean, come on. That's all you need. He just needs to stand here like this. Perfect. Perfect. He just sits right in front of your Decepticon army like that. Starscream, you fool! So, yeah. One thing a lot of people haven't been showing off, and I don't know why. On his arm here, it's on the other one too, but on the other one it doesn't really work because the arm cannon's in the way. But right here, you could take Masterpiece Laserbeak or Buzzsaw, plug them in, just like on Soundwave. Welcome, Laserbeak. Unlike some of my other warriors, you never fail me. That is a fantastic touch. That's what sold me on this figure. When I saw the test shot holding this, when I saw like the gray model test and he was holding Masterpiece Laserbeak, I was like, okay, that one I have to have. One other thing he has on this side, again, a reference to a specific episode of G1, if I can get this open. Keep this handy. Come on. Open up. Open up. Oy vey. Yeah. Doesn't want to cooperate with me. There we go. Come on. Open up. Open. Damn it. Open. There we go. Inside there. In the episode where they went inside Megatron, Perceptor and Brawn and I can't remember who the other one was. The Heart of Darkness or whatever it was that was inside him. So that's actually cool. I mean, there's so many references to the G1 cartoon and G1 movie on this figure. As Laserbeak has gotten sick of being on his perch. Okay. Just, you know. Yeah. Does he have issues? Mine has minor issues. Minor, very minor. They're even more minor than the ones I had on my Masterpiece Starsaber. And yes, I am going to review Starsaber. I will get to it eventually. Everything here can easily be fixed by myself. I'm betting if I just tighten these screws, this will tighten his hand. I could be wrong, but you know. Little floor polish in there won't hurt either. That's probably what I'll do, put a drop or two of that in there. Which I had to do with other figures. So, yeah. Like I said in my third-party rant video, that you know, no figure is perfect. I mean, anything mass-produced, you're gonna have flaws. Gonna have issues. I love this paint they did in here, this paint work. Very cartoon accurate for Megatron. I love that. He's very solidly built. I mean, look at that. Solid, as his leg comes apart. You lied to us, Darth Devious. You're one of them. No. Believe me. You're not going to be shaking your toys like that. That's, you know, anyway. I'm rambling, aren't I? I do that quite often. For those who want to see the card, this is the card he comes with. Nice, stock. Very nice card. Same bio on the box. So that's why, you know, I really don't show those off. Real quick, we'll show him some other figures. Here he is with Hegemon. As you see how he is with another Megatron figure. Yes, I will be doing that. And yes, I like this black head. And I have the red light piping in there. Why? Because to me this just works. And I did paint his chest up here, his abdomen. Yeah. But he's another one. He's another one whose arm doesn't want to hold up its cannon. So, yeah. The funny thing, this is only $40 more than this. For $40 more, look what you get. There you go. Anyway, he's not too bad. I have problems. I have issues with him. I have actually more issues with this one than Apollyon. So, yeah, get that out of here. We're not doing a review of him as you knock everything over. Way to go. Alright. Those who are wondering, here he is with the Hasbro Leader Class Megatron. And I don't know, I like Apollyon's head sculpt just a little bit better. And Apollyon's just a hair taller. Then again, this is, you know, comic book, current comic book Megatron kind of looks like this. And this is more G1. Yeah, so there you go. Now we'll start getting into the actual Masterpiece figures. And we'll bring in his enemy, Masterpiece Optimus Prime. And this is why you want this guy to put with this guy, because they look fantastic together. I mean, look at that. They're the same height. They have a lot of the same build quality, a lot of the same feel. He's a hair heavier than he is. So, you know, there you go. Next, we'll bring in two of his minions. First, we'll bring in Quake Wave, or Shockwave. Let's bring the camera up a little bit here so you guys can get a better look. Here he is, Shockwave. And we'll put them in front, and then we'll bring in Soundwave Voorhees. See how he looks with his master. As you can see, yeah, he's got the KFC hands on him now, which are very similar. These hands are similar to these hands, so, you know, they're probably just a slight different version of these, same engineering into them, since KFC and Transbots are basically the same company, from what I hear. Yeah, so. But he has all the same articulation as a human hand now, pretty much. Put him back there. One thing, if you could see, he's got molded Decepticon symbols on his hands. I won't put Decepticon symbols over those because it's just not needed, but it's actually a nice little touch. Yeah. Alright, we'll get them out of here. And I know people are going to want to see him with Starscream. Why aren't you showing him with Starscream? I'm not bringing out Masterpiece Starscream. It's just not going to happen right now because he has to be on a stand to stand. I don't have the MP11 version, unfortunately. I do have that with Thundercracker. So, I'll bring in the 800 times Creo Starscream to show him off with. He doesn't like to stand. I gotta tighten his joints too.
Oh crap, you got another Megatron figure? Why do you do this to me?
Because I can. Get out of here. Alrighty. Final thoughts. I like this guy a lot. If you haven't noticed, he's fantastic to me. His transformation is a pain, I'm not gonna lie. So from what I hear, so was Masterpiece Megatron, the Takara version. He does have a few minor flaws, but, you know, easily fixed on my end. I have no major flaws. I have heard of people where these parts are breaking off. Another person I know, he had a hard time collapsing the legs and broke a lot of stuff in there. Basically, if you start to if you leave these leg bits like this and then collapse the legs, and then transform these leg bits, that's how you're supposed to do it. Because as long as these leg bits are here, they need to be out of the way, because these actually prevent his legs from collapsing the way they're supposed to be. So, to the person who did that, that's on you. Follow the instructions. That's all I can tell you. He's going to look great in my display case with my other Masterpiece Decepticons. He is going to rule over them as their Lord and Master, where he belongs. And that's it. Probably a longer video than you guys are used to from me, but you know, he had a lot to show off, and even with me not doing the transformation, you really needed to see a lot of the things he could do. He is fantastic. He is definitely worth the $150 price tag. I know the second wave they bumped him up to $165. That's up to you if you want that. I just, you know, if you can afford it, go for it, because he is, as my friend Sean said, he fills the hole in our Decepticon collection Masterpiece that we've needed. He fills in that space perfectly. So there you go. You guys be good. This Megatron, he doesn't play around. So you all better be good. Pathetic flesh creatures!